Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Where are we, is what you're wondering. Well, we're actually in the area known as Anavargos, and we're in a bit of a residential area, as you can see. And we're going to wiggle and waggle across town, and we're heading out towards uptown Chlorakas. So this is the route that I would take, especially this time of day, because there's quite a lot of traffic around. And as you may have noticed, there are one or two potholes around, but of course anyone who's familiar with the channel understands that that's quite normal. The roads are absolutely Sherlock Holmes. In fact, as Dame Anne has suggested, we need to use stronger language now and again. The roads are absolutely William Shakespeare. That's when something's worse than Sherlock Holmes, that's for sure. And then we're going to come up with a new phrase, which is Cheshorian English, and of course I could never get my tongue round that one, so that means that that must be absolute, well, what could we call it? When something, you just don't want to talk about it at all, we're going to call it Chaucerian. There we go. Right, that's the little rant over. What I want to do is a big shout out to some of the people who like to fund the channel and explain how it's done. So we've got Miss Nick, I apologise for that, Mr. Nick and Miss Kath, all the way up in Yorkshire. And what can I say? Thanks very much, absolutely humbled. We're going to take a while to consume all those coffees, that's for sure. We've got Moira and Kevin Taylor, again, thank you very much. We've got our star, the greatest lawyer in downtown Poland, and now she is a permanent crew member because of course we understand now and again, due to legalities and copyrights and all that kind of thing, we might need a good lawyer. So Miss Anna Starr, a very big hello to you and welcome. And we're going to get you your very own sofa and pop you over there with, well, Dame Anne, I think, because she's the girl in charge of most things. She gives out all the orders and the beheadings and the titles and that kind of thing, so you can go and cozy up to her. So we've got the Dame Anne and Anna Starr sofa, and of course they've got two right hand men. They're both called Ronnie. We've got Viking Ronnie on the left. He's the man in charge of all the tongue twisting, and he likes a filtered coffee and of course a bit of malted toast. And on the right hand side, the right hand man, the man in charge of all of the law and order, that's the one and only Ronnie Miller, all the way up in Scotland. And of course he likes a cup of tea in the mornings and a rich tea biscuit. And talking about biscuits, we've got a superstar, and well, she's also got a superstar, and they've got their own YouTube channel, and of course their names are Miss Andrea and Mr. Mart. So you go look in YouTube search bar Andrea Mart, and guess what, up comes these lunatics. I think we'll keep going because there's a bit of a traffic jam that one. So we're going to go a slight diversion, so stick with us. We'll try not to kill this young man on a scooter, because we've got a couple of them and we're going to be on them again this weekend. So we're going down towards hell now. Anyway, where was I? Right, yes, stars on the sofa. So let's go have a quick look in the room and see who else is in town. Obviously we know there's three superstars that are, well, rear of house, but of course they come out now and again and say hello and welcome all the people into the bar. And of course, who are they led by? The one and only Miss Vivian, the one and only Miss Nessie, and of course the one and only Miss Beverly. She's the new recruit to the crew, and some people know who she is and some people don't. She's the wonderful partner in crime of Mr. Ian the Butcher from downtown Frodsham. Wow, they finished some of this road, see? There we go. This could be the first video on the new road, although down the bottom it's not quite finished. So we've not been on this road now for a couple of weeks, have we, if you remember rightly? And this is the road that we refer to as hell. Yes, hell. And some of it seems to be finished, but of course as we start our descent, some of it is not. But it's going to be a great improvement when it's done. We understand that the mayor has a very difficult job indeed. He has to balance which road to dig up next and which road not to, but all of the improvements have to be done. So we make an awful lot of fun of him, because that's unfortunately the life of someone who goes into politics. They are, well, in trouble if they don't, and damned if they do, as we say in English. So Anna Starr cuddling up to the one and only Dame Anne, who, it was her birthday, by the way, and she forgot to inform us. So in a private message she told her happy birthday, and if you'd have told us, well, you'd have got us chichotchka dancing. There you go. Marika's stealing my English again. Update on Marika, she has got the flu. I don't think I have, to be honest, but I fighting it off a bit better. At the moment today, she's possibly in her worst day, a little bit achy and a little bit sniffly and a little bit coldy, but don't worry, she's coming back in the next episode. So don't forget to come back a little bit later on, and you are going to see the dancing cha-cha girl sniffling and doing whatever she's going to do. And we're going to talk about some of these strange named villages that we have in the UK, and we found one with a very, very strange name indeed, and it's going to be a bit of a, well, what can I say, a mouth twister for me, never mind Miss Oching LaBouffe. And I do think that you're going to laugh your socks off, and possibly one or two people may even unsubscribe, because we are literally going to be pushing the boundaries, that's for sure. But it is a true town in a true place in the UK, and it's got a name, well, I think you'll understand when I say it's a bit of a mouth opener. And if you come back a bit later on, well, what can I say, it's not X-rated, but it's not far from it. Now, where are we? Downtown hell is where we are. So slowly but surely we're working our way now down towards the old town of Paphos. So we're going to wiggle and waggle a bit, so stick with us. And now we are really in hell. Look at this, oh so sweet. If your name's Caroline, get yourself on the memory foam below. But just before you do, pour a tot or two for our favourite Lord, and of course that is Lord Nigel Big Guns. And of course you'll all be dancing the Shoutouts down the Canto Path Promenade much sooner than you think, because it's only about 6 weeks now and you'll be here, and the Olympic Lagoon Resort will be waiting to throw you out, that's for sure. Don't forget to bring your plastic friend, because Miss Cooler is already practicing the Shoutouts down the Canto Path Promenade in anticipation of your arrival. So there we go. Where are we now? Well, what could we call it? The intersection of where the old town meets the new town, and we're going to sort of wiggle and waggle around a bit, and some roads are closed and some roads are open, so we're going to have to keep going straight, I think, because they're not going to let us get any other way, are they? Let's have a look. Nope, we'll go this way. You know what? This bit of road is now open today. The other day this bit was closed. So don't be watching these videos thinking that that road will be open and that road will be closed. It literally changes as the day goes on. So we're literally now going to wiggle and waggle around here, and we're going to go past the pumpkin lady shop. See this yellow building coming up on the left there? Well, that's where Miss Evie hangs out. She's closed for lunch at the moment, but that's where she hangs out with those wonderful works of art that she makes out of pumpkins. If you remember those videos a while back now, she actually grows the pumpkins, tenders the pumpkins, strips them down, cooks them and all that kind of stuff, and then makes art on them and makes them into all sorts of things, from lamp holders to lampshades to just pumpkins with your face on to earrings and all that kind of stuff. Very talented lady. If you're in the old town, please go and have a look. She doesn't expect you to buy. All she expects you to do is come in and be courteous and be polite, and if you're thirsty, she's always got a bottle of water or a cup of coffee with your name on it, that's for sure. Here we are, gridlock. Wow, absolute gridlock. Look at all this traffic. You'd swear we were in downtown Manchester on the M62. It's absolutely Sherlock Holmes, the traffic in Paphos at the moment. Here we go. This kind gentleman has let us out. There are one or two courteous people in the world. Not that many, but there's one or two. Here we are. That's the rant over, Mr. Andy. Now, talking about superstars, we do have two more. One of the girls in the kitchen, as you understand, Miss Nessie. Well, she likes to go moonlighting on the weekends with her partner in crime, Mr. Andrew. So they got a YouTube channel. It's called Ness and Andy's UK Travels. So if you pop Ness and Andy's Travels into the UK search bar, YouTube search bar, sorry, up it'll come, and you get to watch them wiggling and waggling around the lanes of, well, basically Shropshire. They ventured into Staffordshire the other day, trying to hunt down my JJ Tonic, Miss Justine, and of course her partner in crime, my Kumbaru #1, Mr. Andy, and possibly even Ollie the dog. So they went hunting them down, but they were unsuccessful, but they promised to go back and look for them again. So they also now and again cross into Wales, because Miss Nessie she might wear Nikes, I don't know. I'm wearing Pumas today, by the way, but she likes to practice her Welsh. We often get a Nostar or a Bore or a Siarad Cymraeg out of Miss Nessie, the London girl, who now resides in downtown Shropshire. So slowly but surely we're becoming a bit of an educational channel, aren't we? I speak a little bit of Welsh, a little bit of Arabic. We've got Marika, who speaks, well, there's not many languages she doesn't speak, that's for sure. English is her worst, believe it or not. Whether you understand that or not, it's not her mother tongue. And like I say, we're having a bit of fun at the moment because we are doing videos with some strange names of towns and villages from the UK, or further afield, by the way. If you've got a strange village or town up the road or down the road, or you live in it, pop it in the comments, and we'll see if Miss Oching receive you out of booth. That's Miss Marika. We'll see if she can get her tongue around it. Now, talking about tongues and strange towns, don't forget to come back a little bit later. I can already see on the sofa that Dame Anne is wiggling her finger and saying, oh my God, don't go there. And I can understand that Anna, my star, the absolute greatest lawyer in the world, is already sitting there thinking about the legalities and the claims and wondering if she can fight off the YouTube delete option. Anyway, where are we now? We've come through the old town, and we're now heading up towards Chlorakas, if you're curious to know. And there's a bit of traffic again. Let's let this chappie out. There we go. He's a man in a Porsche. We went to look at one of those, by the way, and well, I was, what's the word, underwhelmed, shall we say. Outside I don't think it's too bad. I got inside it, and to be honest, it was like a 20-year-old Ford Fiesta. Not that there's anything wrong with a 20-year-old Fiesta, by the way, but you don't expect that when you sit inside a Porsche, do you? Now, talking about stars, Miss Lubika, she is, well, suddenly learning to drive. She's a young lady, by the way. She's only 24, and she's learning to drive in downtown Warwickshire. And once she passes the test, she's looking to buy a car. And I've told her to buy either a Ford Fiesta or a Vauxhall Corsa, because for about £2,000 you're going to get quite a good one, as long as you do your homework, isn't it? But of course, when something does go wrong with it, there's a, well, massive, endless parts supply, and of course the parts will be quite reasonable. And of course, most mechanics know their way around a Ford Fiesta or a Vauxhall Corsa, and they're quite economical, and you should get quite a good one, around about 2010 year, so about 12-13 years old, probably with a relatively low mileage, in relatively good condition, for around about 2000. If you've got one, by the way, and you're going to sell it quite reasonable and it's got a good history, drop that in the comments, and then we can forward that on to Miss Lubika, and maybe she might get a very good car. But please make sure, if you do mention that you've got a car for sale, make sure it is your own car. You know, we don't want someone to try and con or whatever. This is a family member like yourselves, so perhaps if you've got that car, you know, around 2010, and it's in good condition, and you want to vouch for it, and you want around £1,500 for it, you drop that in the comments. And if you live somewhere in and around Warwickshire, you never know, you might light up the life of a lady. It'll be her first car, by the way, so bear that in mind as well. So please, let's try and find her that perfect car. And remember, it's a family member, so we're all here to try and help each other. Right, I'm going to say thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, why not hit the like, click subscribe, and come back for a little bit more of my madness, because technically now we have arrived in uptown Chlorakas, and you've got the upper road here, you've got a middle road, and then of course you've got the main road from Paphos town to Papar. Yeah, that road goes through lower Chlorakas. And if you fancy a coffee, well, there you go. Cafe Me is on the left hand side. If you want a donut to go with it, well, there's the Papa Antonio bakery. And if you want a pack of fags, there's a kiosk on the other side of the road. Thanks very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.